arms. We're here. Yes, this is a figure that by many people has been absolutely torn to shreds. Very legendarily, TJ Omega ranked this as one of the worst Transformers figures just ever created. I can't believe we're doing this, but Beast Machines, basic class, Silverbolt. This thing is an absolute pile of garbage. Now, clearly, this is one of those figures where my strange instincts took over, and I was so curious about the bad thing. I knew it was bad going in, so I am glad to have it because, like, unless you get a quality control problem, if you have experience with this figure, you will not complain about anything that they're making nowadays. So here we have him in his Condor Mode. Yes, really. This is supposed to be a condor. Okay. It's absolutely terrible. It looks awful. There's some posability here. You can make the head go up a tiny bit. Not enough to actually make it look like he's flying or anything, but you can get it to go up. It'll go down some. You can move the arm, wings, whatever, but you don't want to because the actual feathered part of the wings is a separate piece just hanging off the back that you can't pose. So he might as well not have articulation there. Articulation in the legs is incredibly hampered, so you're not getting much there other than the feet themselves. And it looks like he is in the process of giving birth to his robot mode. So let's go ahead and get this over with. Come back here, pop off this whole section. This will become his weapon in robot mode. Stand it up. Move these out. Fold the Condor head down. Condor head. Bring the legs down. Rotate this. Fold that section up into that little hollow point there. Try to straighten out the legs as best you can. Then position the arms. Straighten out the head a little bit. And you can bring out these shoulder wings if you want. And that's the robot mode. That's the robot mode. I don't know what else to say about this thing. Holy crap, this is terrible. This is one of the absolute worst looking, stupidest things I've ever seen. There's tons of molded detail on the head, but none of it makes any sense because the head is, cast in this weird clear blue plastic that just causes the details to melt into it. I think it's supposed to look like a ponytail, but it looks like there's just a knife blade sticking out the back of his head. So apparently they tried to assassinate him and it didn't work. What the heck? Posability. You can move the shoulder up and down. There's a rotation. There's an outward movement there. Rotation and not quite 90-degree range in the elbow. The bird foot is now the hand, so you get quite a bit of motion there. It's the only good part of articulation. Kicks forward, kicks back, does the splits. There's a very hampered joint there that gets you just a little bit of movement. Ball joint there, and you can fold the feet all the way back around for some reason, which is completely unhelpful. I'm not trying to be funny here. This thing is so astonishing that it's like, what can I say about this? This looks like crap. This is easily the worst Transformers thing I've ever seen. And it gets worse if you actually give him his weapon. Because if he can even hold it, he's got this tiny little dagger with a giant scabbard and complete wings hanging off of it. Everything about this figure starts stupid and gets stupider. Oh, but there's an action gimmick in the weapon. Now it's a shield. Now it's a dagger again. Now it's a shield that he can't even use as a shield, so it looks like he's just fanning someone. Maybe he uses it like the Deku Leaf in Link's the Wind Waker or something. He just blows gusts of air at you with it. I don't know. You can fuss with it and sometimes get it to go back on his back in this mode. Still doesn't work. It'd be better if it could go the other way around at least, but it can't because the pegs are too close to these wings and you can't even put it on the right direction to give him his wings back. There's nothing good about this guy except a fan mode. Yeah, this is something I found out about while I was getting ready to do this video, just messing with the figure. I read online, I think it was just on TF Wiki or something, that it is at least rumored his alt mode was originally supposed to be a griffin. That's at least a theory that people have. And I don't, I'm not going to claim to be the discoverer of this or anything, but we're going to go ahead and put him back in his robot mode here, or his beast mode. That joke of a thing they try to call a condor. If I can remember how it works. So, is that, I guess that is as good as it gets. So, you get him back into this mode where it's the dumbest looking thing ever. I'm not even going to bother trying to pose it correctly. But then you just take these legs, shift them around, raise the head up as far as it goes. Angle the feet. And, I'm not going to say this makes him somehow a good figure. But this misshapen Condor mode, or Griffin mode, almost works. And I feel like this almost does confirm that this was originally supposed to be a Griffin and not a Condor. Like, again, this almost works. Like, if you are unfortunate enough to have this thing, and you don't want to just throw it in the garbage, maybe this mode can make it less painful to own? I don't know. This is a weird case where it looks better in person than it does on the camera. Which is funny because I know in the last video we had the opposite, where it looked better on camera than it did in person. But to this day, I will never understand who okayed this thing. And I think the most annoying part is if they had gone with the Griffin mode, and not used all this terrible clear blue that just hides detail, there's a chance that this could have turned out. Like, this could have been a slightly decent figure. But instead, they gave us that awful Condor Mode. It ended up being one of the very few figures of this era to be packaged in its robot mode instead of the beast mode. They knew the beast mode stunk. And all they needed to do was just lean a little more onto this mode. If this mode was refined a tiny bit more, this could have genuinely worked. And I think that's what annoys me the most about this guy, especially now. Like, I used to just look at it and laugh. It was funny to me. I got it because I knew it was terrible, okay? I've been very candid about that on this channel many times. I'll do it again because, hey, we have new people. Thank you for subscribing. Please try to get your friends to subscribe. But, it's now a frustrating thing, knowing about this, other mode that's kind of here. Because this is almost good. I enjoy bad things. I find failure funny. But the fact that we now have something that was almost... Like, I'll go as far as to say, if this was at least a solid alt mode, I would call it a good figure. Because if nothing else, we had a good Griffin. Yeah, the robot mode looked weird. But the Griffin was good, and that was cool. I'd be thrilled. But the fact that we ended up instead getting really, really close and getting failure on all fronts, and now that's the way you annoy me. So, congratulations. I'm pretty sure this now qualifies as being one of the very few Salty Boy videos on this channel. I'm hitting my table, for Christ's sake. This thing irritates me now. So, we will see if I allow it to survive, or if I just put this Griffin on a high shelf so that it looks kind of good and I forget about it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. And no, a black light doesn't make it better.